Uno.
Just weren't growing.
Yes, so we are back. Electricians Podcast. I'm back. I'm not dead.
Nearly though.
Very nearly, mate. Very nearly. Well, I say that a bit dramatic. Do you know what I mean?
You did sound like he was dying. To be fair, I was.
Mate, it was bad at one point. It did get a bit dicey at one point.
You sounded like he was on 80 a day when you rang. You sounded like an 80 a day Bet Gilroy when you was voicemail with me.
Mate, it was really bad at one point. But listen, I want to talk a little bit about that today because I think it's important that we get into surviving without working when you're self-employed. It was tough, mate. But before we get started, what are we talking about today, Jamie?
Well, I don't know why my chairs fell down and I'm so low in the shop. But what are you going to do is you're going to do the ad read and then we're going to come back and do the news. And I'm going to put my chair up so no one notices like that.
Verso. As you know, we are proudly sponsored by Verso. This show wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. They mean a lot to us and we don't take them lightly. We don't just take on any old crap. So it's really nice to work with such a young brand like Verso, who are very high quality and at a really good price point. So go and check them out. They do fuse boards, sockets, switches, everything you need to rewire a house. Go and check them out. They got a lovely new double board out, double stacker.
I want one, but I've been too busy doing stuff. And let's face it, no one else is going to sponsor us, are there?
Well, you say that.
Well, you never know.
We've got some announcements in the pipeline coming up very soon. Some big announcements, so that's very good.
Guess what? I fixed the graphics computer, so we don't have to think. We just press this button and we can do the news.
Look at that.
There you go. You see, got some good ones this week. It's going to involve me showing off my top of my head and doing that. The first one, which I brought to attention.
So we're just going to go straight into the news.
I'm guessing so. Although the graphics.
What Jamie does, he gets so excited because he's got some real juicy bits.
Well, what we're meant to do first?
No, nothing. I just love it.
You've been off for 1 week. I'm in charge now, bitch. All right. What do you want to do?
Listen.
You know what I've not done though? I've not told that VT to loop ever, so we've lost it now. There you go. It's back again.
There you go. Right. So you've got some news for us because I had a look for news, and quite frankly, it's a bit quiet out there. But you reckon you've dug up some gold?
I've got free juice, but it's going to move on to it now because that VT.loop, whilst you keep an eye alive, Chucks, it looks pretty busy down there. So
yeah,
first of all, it's
already.
this one. This isn't news. This is just something I picked up on this was advertised on Facebook. It's for audio viewers. It's an NIC advert. And it says renewable energy solutions are on the rise. This qualification has been designed for electricians who want to develop their knowledge and skill. Book on our course now. My point about this is, and I'd like to get some feedback on this in the comments or wherever, guys. Do the NIC want to police the industry or provide the training? I think it's a piss take, personally, that they're doing both.
Maybe they're just trying to improve the industry in however the way they feel they can.
Am I not right in thinking that the people that police it shouldn't do the training? Is it not like a...
No. See, I don't agree. I think that who's better to police it? Who's better to do the training than that NIC? Because they're going to hold you to that standard.
Oh, yeah. Just tell me about all the time the NIC have been doing training courses on solar before. It just seems like...
Doesn't mean they're not capable, though, does it?
It just seems like they're jumping on the bandwagon, if I'm honest. Like, oh, solar's making a bit of money. Let's rinse that dry. And let's face it, these are the people that used to do an accessory replacement course for anyone. So you could
I don't know about all that. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I'm not the biggest fan of CPSs at the best of time because I'm not quite sure what... Like you said it best ages ago. They're a protection racket for electricians.
What you're saying is you're not a fan, yeah? Now, if they didn't provide all this dog shit training, I'd be more of a fan because they'd be effectively just policing the industry, maybe selling a few books, I can see that. But when you start providing the training, you start muddying the waters because I'm going to ring them up this week. I'm giving them a fair crack, yeah? I'm going to ring this number and I'm going to try and book on that course and I'm going to pretend I'm a plumber and see if they'll sell it to me. So fair crack, yeah? That's why I brought it up. I'm going to ring them this week.
It's funny you say that. So you know the test kit people, Martindale?
Yeah.
They've just released a safe isolation kit for gas engineers.
You what?
Yeah.
And they just replaced one for plumbers. It's got a netting to catch turds.
No,
you put the net down the pipe.
I was like, is that news? Not really, but we're kind of in that area now. Like they have released a safe isolation kit for gas engineers.
What
Is that good or bad? I
don't-
think that might be good.
I suppose so. They've got to do isolation, but what I'll say to them, I see straight up is when I joined the trade 20 years ago now, they were the most respected outfit going. It's only when they've diversified to all this bollocks that everyone's started to aim because they spread themselves too thin. And I just think this is an example of that. Suddenly, soda's come along and bosh.
If they set, like, if they have their, all right, it's an arbitrary standard for what they want from people. And say you're a member of the NIC, yeah, and you want to start doing renewable stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they be the best people to provide the training because they're going to show you exactly what their standards are?
Well, they just sub it out, don't they, is the thing, I think. I don't think they've got their own teaching school. The problem is they muddy the waters, which is what I'm going to come to next as well. But anyway, I'll part that one. What I'm just saying is that I don't like it. I think they should do what they set out to do, not start diversifying to every money-making bond thing they've got to prop up the pension fund, basically. Brings me also to number 2.
Hold on a minute. New Age Electrical, that is in Australia because he's just
good day, mate.
He must be a bit cooked in the head.
I think he's got a brewery as well. Don't quote me on that, but I've been following him on Instagram.
Sweet.
This one got me rolled up this week. As you'll know, Trade Skills for You, the #1 sausage factory in the electrical trade who have pumped out more fucking ball in the bag bastards than Bernard Matthews and spaghetti and all that, yeah, was acquired by City and Guilds, one of the most respected training companies and providers ever. Yeah, well, they've decided this week that City and Guilds have not. This is what I really dislike this, yeah. So Trade Skills for You is a training establishment, yeah. I personally think it's a sausage factory, allegedly. And I've heard lots of people say it's absolute dog shit, including Mark Allison on a server this week. Everyone thinks they're dog shit, allegedly. So City and Guilds bought them. Now, City and Guilds are going to change the name to City and Guilds Electrical Training, which for me personally is a step too far. You are merging.
I agree with you on this, and I'll tell you why I agree with you on this. City and Guilds, right? When you was at college,
yeah,
you had City and Guilds. And then you had just burgeoning was the EAL. No one wanted any EAL qualifications.
I was one of those people. I was like, get off. City and Guilds for life, bro.
City and Guilds, only City and Guilds. If it ain't City and Guilds, I don't want it. But now it's a bit like, well, like you're saying with the NIC and their training, it's like you got a theme to the news this week.
Phil, keep filling. I'm looking for something.
No, but City and Guilds have they have really muddied the water this time now.
It's like saying City and Guilds have got I don't know, probably the best part of 70 years of respect, like I've personally said about them, and now they're going to call it City and Guilds Training. But the simple fact is, it's just some sausage factory they bought, and they are branding it to get themselves more sales. Which I think personally.
What you don't know is though, they might have upped the standard and like really sort of tightened up the ship. We don't know if they've done that.
I think they might have blocked me on Instagram, which means I've lost the messages they sent me, which is a shame. Hang on. What the problem is it says the wrong thing. They've said, oh, don't worry, we've had training companies before, but the training companies weren't electrical. Also, as I pointed out on an Instagram post, City and Guilds provide training for all sorts of crazy stuff. They do horse plaiting and carpentry and plumbing, yeah?
They do, yeah.
Why are they only rifting the Sparkies? Oh, found it.
Funny, actually, it's funny because if they don't knock it out the park, they're going to sully their name.
They are, and that is a dangerous bit, yeah. And they're already starting to do it now, yeah. So I put on Instagram out this. I think it's out. I tagged City and Guilds in it, yeah. And I think it's out of order. You're mixing it up. Anyone that knows City and Guilds from any other industry is going to come in and think you're the boys to do the training. When in fact you just bought this sausage factory. They get complained about a lot, right? So they message me, and I'm going to read it out, yeah. Give them a fair crack. So I'll read this verbatim. It says, "Hi Jamie, we are sorry to hear you feel let down by City and Guilds direct training. Deliveries in our heritage, and we continue to grow in this area. Before acquiring Trade Skills for You, we had 2 successful training providers with Gen 2 and Intertrain. One of them train people, and one of them was it just said it was a City and Guilds company doing some training, yeah? It says, although rebranded under City and Guilds Training Electrical, they will continue to independently assess for quality and compliance by City and Guilds. And they are separate legal entities, and their operation will remain separate from the awarding organisation and operations." You can say all that, and I'm not saying they're going to pass them when they ship, but what I'm saying is you're muddying the water for the customer. So let us know.
I think it's a massive own goal for City and Guilds. It's my opinion that City and Guilds should stick to what they do best, and that is setting the standards for the courses.
Yeah,
and
independently.
stay out of it. Yeah, stay out of it. Now they put their name to a training course. They've only got to drop the ball in that training course, and all their legacy is down the pan.
I'll just read the last bit, yeah, because like I say, fair crack on this. They can come back if they want, yeah. They said, let us know if you would like to talk to anyone about your concerns. Well, I would.
Great. Come on.
So I said, well, I do the biggest weekly podcast for electricians in the UK. Why not come on and tell us all about it on there? They put, hi, Jamie. Thank you for the offer. Unfortunately, we cannot accommodate it at the moment, as this period is examination season and our team is incredibly busy with other commitments. We hope you understand and wish you all the best with it. My response was, well, I'll be sure to read out your statement. I can't believe it's exam season in the electrical industry and you own a whole electrical training company. There are no fixed exam times, so nobody in your big electrical training company, does that actually mean no one's available? So I think that was just a load of bollocks. I don't think there's an exam season.
They're going to have to send someone pretty switched on and pretty slick to be able to dodge that bullet. Do you know what I mean? Because it's quite a big bullet. It's not like we're super investigators are going to hold them to task. What I'm saying is that is a slippery slope for them, and they know it is. And it's going to require real navigation to get through that without dropping the ball.
If they'd have continued to call it Trade Skills for You, which is obviously tarnished name because it's a sausage factory, if they'd have renamed it to Sausage Factories for You, then they separate themselves, aren't they? But they've actually gone full balls deep and they called it City and Guilds Training. Anyone now reviewing that, they've got no excuse not to provide the best training. So,
but here's the thing. Some of the training that is set out by City and Guilds, do you know what? I'm so far out of my depth. I don't know, mate. It doesn't seem like it's a good thing. On the face of it, it seems like it's going to be an own goal. But we've got to wait and see what happens.
The great thing is we get to put our points on here, and our points go on the record forever, well, as long as YouTube exists. So maybe I'll put the note in the diary, we'll come back to it.
If anyone's got a problem with what we say, like any of these institutions and stuff like that, you're more than welcome. It's not a witch hunt. We're not here to crucify people.
Well, it is a bit of a witch hunt. That's sort of what we do.
We our opinion on nonsense that goes on in the industry. We're our opinion givers.
We've got a lot of spies out there, so we will get some feedback on this. We will learn about it and we'll report back on it.
It's fine. They could come on, have a chat. No problem. It's not a witch hunt. It's not a gotcha show. We're not trying to catch you out and make them look stupid. It seems a bit dumb. Well, that's our opinion.
We'll see how it rolls. Right, next one. I've got a personal bee in my bonnet about this kind of thing.
What is this one now?
This one is a post off Facebook. I emailed the guy to use it, but he didn't get back to me. It's about Checker Trade. First of all, how annoying would it be if you did a podcast for someone and they used the podcast email address to sign up to My Builder and you had to swarm through 1,000 My Builder emails? That wouldn't be annoying at all, would it? Anyway, moving on. This is about, got to be careful here, because these lot have got a legal team and they got money. This is allegedly, right? This is someone who's joined Checker Trade, allegedly, and the internal bill for 470 quid has gone to 1,650.
Right. So I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's a piss take, but it's the same as a parking ticket. When it comes in, pay it. Like
I agree.
Just because you owe them £470, and then they've subbed it out to a debt collection agency, can't moan at them for that. That's kind of his own fault.
I agree with you totally. What I'm saying is, be aware of these fucking bellends. Like, what word of mouth? What happened to word of mouth? I thought that was the best form of advertising.
So I'll tell you what's happened to word of mouth. It's stupid shit like Checker Trade and My Builder and all these other companies. They've taken word of mouth and they've tarnished it. They've departmentalized it, and then they've added ratings to it. So word of mouth don't really word of mouth has gone from being the way things were done to a very small part of how you build a business now. Listen, I'm in the fledgling moments of I think I'm 6-7 weeks into this little venture, and I've done I don't know, tens and tens of jobs, and I've got some good local jobs going on and stuff like that. But it's not easy, and it's not through word of mouth. It's been entirely, and I have to give props to my missus now, it's been entirely her relentless posting on the Facebook groups for us, for our local area. She just posts once a week, same post, and that's what's been bringing it in.
And just out of interest, apart from your wife's time, how much does that cost you?
0. And she does it anyway. She runs an internet business. Well, she runs an Avon business through the internet. So I don't know, man. I'm not saying Checker Trade and robbing him. If he hadn't paid his bill, it's gone up. But what I'm saying is these people or these type of people, Checker Trade, all the other ones I'm not going to mention because I've got no backup for it, they are very savvy at getting you to sign something at a trade show. Next thing you know, you're getting a bill for fucking 30 quid a month. I know that these 100%. People are really hard to cancel. These are really hard to cancel. There's loads of it. Always do due diligence, And just in case you are a bit thick, because some people are, due diligence is not reading Trustpilot, because that's all bollocks and all allegedly, Due diligence is not reading Trustpilot. You need to go a little bit deeper than that and dig around. I'm just saying newer people might listen to this show, don't realise it's all bollocks. You know what? It's so funny you brought this up. I've got a bill from my builder.
I know you have. I've seen it on the fucking emails that you signed us up to.
So I had to use that one because it's a long story. However, so my builder, you get a lead come through in your area where your catchment, and then you put you're interested, and then if you get shortlisted, you then get to speak to the client. You have your chat, and then they can shortlist as many people as they want. So you might be one of 5, usually about 5. If there's any more than that, you don't press interested. Now, it's like I thought it was only a couple of quids. But I clicked on one the other day, it was like £15.
To get shortlisted?
To get shortlisted.
Did you sign up to this just out of interest to have a look? Yeah, which is... you didn't progress it, did you? Or did they start trying to...
I've had a couple of jobs through it.
Right.
A couple of jobs through it. But it's my opinion that my builder is not great. It's not great.
I think anyone that's trying to act as the middleman between you and a customer should get in the fucking sea. Personally,
I am coming round to that because I thought it would be a right good little way of building up a business at the beginning. There is no substitute
for your wife
for the grind. Like banging it out, and then going and doing the quote, all this doing it fucking via the internet is a lazy way. It's like, do you know what? Oh, this is another thing. I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but this is another thing. This is exactly the same as when you're on one of them Facebook groups and some woman puts up, "My son needs an apprenticeship."
Fucking get in the sea. If your son,
that's the same thing. It's like the laziest way. The laziest way to get an apprenticeship is for your mum to ask. Yeah, and that's essentially, this is the same thing is getting like using My Builder or Checker Trade or one of them dumb fucking internet things to try and get you work. It's the same. You've got to go out there and you've got to put your best foot forward.
Who would employ someone that gets the mum to ask for the jobs? Because you know full well he's not going to turn up if his mum don't make his sandwiches or his mum don't get him out of bed. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like that, you're a dick.
You are a dick. And I'm not going to use My Builder anymore. It's kind of handy sometimes, but as it stands, I just don't think it's worth, like, just to be shortlisted for a lead for like a partial rewire for 15 quid.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, there could be 20 people shortlisted, couldn't there?
Yeah, and I had one the other day. 12 people were shortlisted for a rewire.
I can see why you've had a dabble. I can see why you've had a look. Yeah, because it's not my game. I don't understand the domestic industry, so I can see why you've had a dabble. It might be good in your area, but to me, it just sounds like fucking huge ball bags, if I'm totally honest. So but be warned, people. That's what we're here. Quite educational this week, aren't we? Quite highbrow.
No, it's actually really good because, like, getting back to this particular problem, like this £470 bill, you're obviously not paying your bill, right? That's a fact. You're obviously not paying your bill, right? So, you know,
they've got them wrapped up, haven't they? They've got them wrapped up in a contract. So you tough shit.
Stay away from these people. Like you say, I don't need a middleman.
No,
I don't need a middleman.
Well, you do need your wife on Facebook group, but we know, but it's free. It's free.
Yeah, like I could do it. And do you know what? So my company's called My Local Electrician, right? I just thought it's like a catchy thing. it's a bright colour. People will pick up on it, right?
The only problem is, right, if someone goes to me, oh, who did your electrical work? They go, oh, my local electrician. And they'll go, yeah, but who did your electrical work? And they'll go, my local electrician.
Exactly.
Like,
And it's a
but who the
talking point,
fuck
though.
did your electrical
Yeah.
work? And they're like, my local electrician. So yeah, that could happen. You know what I mean? Just beware of that.
But so yeah, anyway, so I called it my local electrician. Then some twit round the corner started up your local electrician. But he hasn't got the staying power that my wife has to do it the same amount, the same way she does it. And then, this is moving this on now, because I would like to ask people in the chat and to leave some comments about this subject. I do call outs all the time. People want work done quick. Oh, our lights keep tripping. Blah blah. I need some help. And we need someone quickly. I go and do a call out. I charge £50 an hour. I have a standard rate. I've done one today. They put up a post within 4 minutes. My wife saw the post, replied to her. I had a message, and within an hour of her posting, I'd gone and done the job. Should I be charging a premium for that? Or at this stage of my business, should I be cleaning all these little £50 jobs up wherever I can?
That's your seeds, isn't it? You're laying your seeds, aren't you? I'd say the second one, lay your seeds, get around. Like you can charge a premium when not that you're not offering a premium service, but once you've got your name around, you can put the more business you have, the more you put your price up. If you get too much work, you're too cheap.
Well, I think you're right, because this is the thing this is the way I'm thinking. There's £50. They've got £50 sitting there. It's going to take me 10 minutes to get to the house. I've got to change 4 faceplates. Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
Like, it's 50 quid, and it's just easy. Take the £50 jobs.
There's other people in there. Andy Shepherd, I pay £30 a month to check a trade. I'm not even listed on their site. The only way to find me is to search by member. I got mugged off and I'm tied in for a year.
Oh, see, I didn't know you had to do a contract to check a trade. You don't have to do that with my builder. You just pay.
Yeah, I think they operate on different business models, but I both think we're talking of other people. We're quite educational this week. What? Did you hear Neil's podcast this week?
No, and we got.
Was you not disgusted? Would you not? I was disgusted by the foul language in it. It's just not what I was expecting.
We got some dodgy podcast. We got some dodgy connection. My internet connection's unstable for some reason.
Have you put the cable in that, have you?
Yes, I have. Thanks.
Oh, okay, then just checking. But yeah, I was listening to Neil's podcast this week. They had Rick on and Mark again. The language was disgusting, mate. I've never heard anything like it in my whole life.
Happy Ricky, yeah.
So if you haven't listened to that podcast and you don't like foul language, just give it a miss because it was disgusting. But yeah, I just thought I'd let everyone know that.
I love them boys. I think they're great. I think they do good stuff.
Rick got the swearing quota for the year in one go.
Rick's murder.
It was absolutely.
Rick's from Basildon.
They had words in that podcast that I don't use on this podcast. It was brilliant. If you haven't listened to it and you like a giggle, put it on the van. It's like they put 10p in Rick and off he went. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that this week.
Murder. He is murder.
Right. Topic wise though.
Right, let's have a look at these comments because there's some good stuff in here. Right, let's address the elephant in the room. Right, even glad you're feeling better, Sam. Yes, Mark, I am, and Matthew, and whoever else. I am better. I'm not 100%. My voice is still a bit jacked up, and I still get a bit of a cough. I had pneumonia, bronchial pneumonia, and I carried on working with it, and it's probably quite dumb to do that. And then ended up in hospital for something like 6 days. But yeah, I'm all right now. I just want to send a massive shout out to everyone who reached out to me, anyone who supported me in that time. It's massively, massively appreciated, although it's a little bit embarrassing.
Well, don't be like that. You know what I mean? That's what community's all about, isn't it?
Right, we got take the £50 jobs, set the roots of a business, charge £80, then £50 thereafter. I don't think people are gonna. I don't know. I just like the fact that someone can need an electrician, and the way I'm setting myself apart from everyone else is someone puts on there, I need an electrician, and then within an hour I'm there. I've took that business. It's off the table.
After COVID, when I was working for a firm, it was shit. I'm not going to this time, but I was just doing stuff in my local town. I live in a town of about 10,000. I just advertised on our local Facebook page. I'll just do bits and bobs around here. And I was charging not silly rates, but I was getting a lot of work.
Yeah.
I weren't being a busy fool, but if someone was to go around and check the road bonding for 50 quid, like, fair one. Like, I got a credit card machine. The only time I got mugged off, people go is, oh, I ain't got any cash. Can you pop back? I'll be like, don't worry, Doc. I've got this credit card machine, so off you go. So as long as you're not making that multiple visit, it was earning, mate. You could literally dive around 3 jobs in an evening. It's 150 quid. So people go, oh, I'm not going to a 50 quid job. Fuck off.
Mate, I'll tell you what. So let's get on to the actual subject. The topic this week really is all about surviving when you're out of work and you're self-employed.
Well, all right. Like, let's broaden it, because let's just do surviving, because I think everyone's been to the edge, isn't there? A lot of people with self-employed been to the edge, whether that's like you through illness, which is obviously, how many days you have off? How many days you in hospital?
So it turned out I had about just under 3 weeks off all in.
Yeah, which is a lot of wedging it when you just start up on your own.
Well, yeah. So we went into it. We had a couple of really good jobs that come in, and they were lovely. And then so I had a few quid in the bank. Just finally started getting a few quid in the bank.
Yeah.
And then we had a week where I had hardly any work. And so I was like, that's all right. I feel a bit rough. Don't worry about it. Then my missus went to Peppa Pig World with her mum and Harper. And that week is a week I got really ill. So I couldn't even work that week.
Yeah.
And I was really ill. And then I had to have the next week off as well. So it's about 3 weeks with no money.
And mate, no bones, this could happen to anyone anytime. You could I busted my ankle before.
Oh, mate, I went to work with a broken wrist.
Get a throat infection. You could get run over by a bus, as they always say. Anything could happen. So it's not like it's just illness that this could happen to anyone. I remember once, I've been off working on that, but the 2 times that stand out for me, and I'm sure everyone's like been in this situation, is my van blew up. It just caught fire like Illuminate, yeah? And I managed to repair it enough to get it to Ford. And I was brass. I'm talking probably 20 years ago. I was working, but people just weren't paying. It weren't happening, yeah? And I remember going to Ford when I bought up my van from in Nottingham, and I signed the finance agreement on like a second-hand but newer van. And I was just sat there thinking, as I signed it, I remember thinking, this fucker's going to be back next week for this, because I got no money. I've not got a fucking penny. But obviously, you can go in there, hand the old van over, sign on a dotted line, and I'm not joking, I didn't have a fucking penny to my name. My business was going under. And as it happened, a few people came in at that, and it turned round. And then the other one I can remember is I remember going to my dad going, Dad, I need to borrow £1,000. I need to borrow 1,500 quid. He's like, when am I getting it back? I says, well, you don't have to get it back in 3 weeks or never. I don't know which one it is yet. But everyone must have been there for whatever reason.
It's funny because I got to the point, I was in hospital, and I was just like, I knew we had no money left now.
Did you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Could you see the light?
No.
Getting it to come towards, come here, Sam.
Yeah, I wished. No, I was sitting there, and I was so pissed off because I was like, we ain't got no money in the bank. Nothing's coming in. And so I'm sitting there trying to get work lined up with someone for the end of the week, because I knew I'm going to have to get straight out of hospital, get straight back to work, no rest, no, don't pass go, straight to jail. So I got 1 day of work sorted out, which was 250 quid, right?
Yeah.
And then I had to but we also had to pay the mortgage on that Saturday. So I got out on the Tuesday. I work Wednesday. Thursday. No, I think I had a couple of little jobs to do Wednesday. Then Thursday, I went out and I'd done a day with my brother for his building company. And then, by some miracle, the house we was working in, the client turned around and went, I want a new fuse board. I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. No problem. So I made like enough. I think in those 3 days, just that fuse board coming out of nowhere meant that we could make enough money to pay the mortgage, and then we had no money. So after that, so this was Friday. We paid our mortgage Saturday morning, and we didn't have a penny in the account. Right, nothing. I've had 3 £50 jobs come in, like yesterday and today. So now we're all right again, and then I'm back to work tomorrow. and we'll be fine by the end of the week.
The problem is
so close to catastrophe, because anyone who's got a mortgage knows you can't miss it by a minute.
Yeah. The problem is I'm not sure if it's better or worse, because once you've experienced this, like you have, you know it can happen, you start worrying about it happening. And I was a big problem for me. I was always worrying about, fucking hell, we're going to be all right this month. We're going to get the money in. Is he going to pay? Are they going to pay? Are they going to go under? And as I've said there before, about the other week, I've only ever won one firm bubble me about 3 weeks ago for 500 quid. But you could be sat there like, 90 grand going, fucking hell, I hope they pay or we're fucked.
Yeah.
And it will do. And it has ate me up inside. I've had panic attacks and all sorts.
Well, do you know what's funny? I was like, the client that I'd done the fuse, and this is on such a smaller level, but it can relate to what you're saying. They wanted it done on Friday, but the agreement they've got with my brother wasn't to pay out that day for that fuse board.
Yeah.
But my brother had just been paid out by him. So he said, give me the invoice. I will invoice them.
Yeah.
I'll pay you.
Sweet.
If he didn't, we'd have still been up the creek. So it's just a matter of like the stars aligned, which allowed us to pay our mortgage. Then I've had a good couple of 5 or 6 jobs this weekend that have come in, just little Facebook jobs. Bang, we're all right. We're laughing again. We're not, but listen, we still got to pay my phone bill, tax, insurance. We've got all that shit to catch up on. But so so I'm just going to be working flat out now.
But yeah, you just got to look at it, because like I say, I've got to keep saying it, because in case someone gets it, this could happen to anyone. You could bush rankle playing football one night, but you can't sit at home doing no, can you, wrapping yourself in cotton wool? But it does pay to have a bit of a buffer. But I know in your case, you just start on your own, ain't you? So you've had loads of outgoings.
So the story goes, I was working I was just subbing. I was subbing, and then I got knocked. And then there was no work about it. It went really, really quiet, like in the subbing field down here. And I had no choice but to just switch to doing domestic. I was like, well, I'm just going to do it. And so I made that switch quite quickly without a big lump of money. I didn't save up to do it or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just had no choice. It was like, she just started putting out Facebook ads. I had a few people that I knew needed some bits done. And it was just a matter of hustling it up. So it's just been like, I've got to be honest with you, this might be the hardest year I've had for money, like for consistent work for many, many a year. It's been quite a rough year, and I'm good at getting work as well.
You get people that do, and I'm sure everyone will know this year. You get people going, oh, you're making a fucking fortune. No, I'm not. I might be charging what I would consider a fair whack for what I do, but then you've got to pay tax, your insurance, your tools, your tax on your car, your fuel.
Commercial, like you can't just have your basic bitch insurance on your car either.
Wagos are £1 each. You know what I mean?
It's just long.
So yeah, I might be charging a fair whack, but I don't take it all home, much like most people.
Yeah, I know. And they're like, you get there and you do the job in 20 minutes and go, is it still £50? You're like, yeah, bitch. I had to drive here 20 minutes. Got to drive back. Do you know what I mean? I've got to talk to you. Got to do your job.
Effectively as well, like PAYE people, they get the money in the hand. I mean, I'm PAYE as well, but you get the money in the hand and you can spend that. You paid your tax.
Yeah. But
they're still a bit taken off them, and they think, oh, well, I think most self-employed people, what they charge, are generally still losing 20%. So you're no better off than PAYE. You might be charging a bit more, but there's still a lot to go. When you've got no, or someone don't pay you or you get bubbled, it's a big old lump, as you found out this week.
Let's have a look at what's going on there. Just looked at Company's House, check a trade turnover 55 million from 4.
Yeah, Mark's electrical stuff. I was looking at that one. He says they turned over 55 million from 47,000 members now. He's looked at that Company's House, so I imagine that's fact. But I bet them 47,000 members are different every year. I bet no one signs up every year for the fucking thing, allegedly.
Love the £50 jobs. Could sometimes do at least 10 a day compared to my full day charge of 300. So I see this is another thing as well. I charge £50 an hour. It's just £50 an hour. Don't care, and I cap it at £325 for the day. So if I'm there all day, I just cap it for 325. I feel like that's a fair rate. Sam, you're looking a bit pale, not 100%. No, I'm not, mate, but I'm getting there.
Sam's actually a CGI render this week. He's actually in hospital still.
AI.
It's AI. Hi, are you crushing a bit?
Aaron, you'll have to go and flog some of that Verso gear. I haven't even got any Verso gear, But it's funny you should say that. There's something coming very, very soon. I know it's been coming for a while, but there's been ups and downs. Relax, it's coming.
I mean, no one's going to sponsor this shit, so it must be something interesting.
You say that, mate. I feel like we are talking about some quite pertinent stuff this week. It's quite interesting.
I thought it was, like I say, compared to the
Oh, mate, why is my internet so pony this week?
Well, I noticed it looks fine to me, but like I say, apart from you swear when your internet goes down, I think we are the king of the podcast. We're the highbrow podcast this week. Oh no, he has gone. He's gone. So that means I've got to fill until Sam moves again. For God's sake, Sam, please move again. I told you it was an AI thing, and now the AI's gone wrong, and now everyone's going to realise Sam's still in hospital, and I've coined all the whip round money. Damn. Am I on YouTube? Am I on YouTube? Am I still on YouTube? I'll never notice the delay. I just keep filling. I just sit here in the garage talking to myself like some fucking nutcase. Because that's what nutcases do. Sit here in your garage, talking to yourself. God, I hope he comes back soon. I've got nothing else to say. Damn, we stopped the recording. So something's gone proper wrong. Well, I may as well stop now. I mean, I could still go on YouTube. What have a fucking clue?
We're back.
Damn, we stopped recording.
Sorry, my internet had.
Ran out.
We've got a bit of a problem with the internet. It keeps cutting out.
Oh, well, I don't know what happened on YouTube. I think I stayed on YouTube. I think I was on YouTube all the way through. So luckily I didn't start slagging off any torch manufacturers, Checker Turd or whatever. You know how it goes. I forgot that.
Checker Turd, that's quite a good name.
Checker Turd or My Bunda, as I was thinking. I actually filmed for quite a long time. I'm watching myself on YouTube now getting all confused. So, yeah.
No, it's what's stressful is for some reason my router keeps stopping.
Have you ever turned it on and off?
Yeah, all the time, thanks.
Oh yeah, I was on YouTube. I was on YouTube for the whole duration that I've just noticed on YouTube.
I bet you're swearing like a good and saying.
I actually weren't, mate. After listening to that podcast news this week, I was like, oh, do I sound like that? I need to not do that. We've done most of it sound professional. No one's ever going to sponsor if we carry on like
that. So I had it right off this week. I've got a shed in my front garden that I've just put random stuff in, and I'm digging through it. And you know what we were saying about Wagos?
Yeah, you
found 2 boxes of Wagos that I had pilfered from somewhere else. And it was like finding gold. I was like, yes.
You got them. I'm just keeping an eye on the YouTube things because people, I was hoping someone would say, oh, you got naked on YouTube while you weren't there. But I didn't. So, yeah, but I want to see some Sparky's sheds because I put one up this week, buckets. You know, buckets you have just to get you out of shit.
Yeah.
Where you've got a little bit of everything there. I put one on Instagram. Didn't go down very well. Maybe people are busy, but everyone knows every Sparky shed is full of red and black cable, brown junction boxes, old dirty pendants, manky sockets, nothing of any use whatsoever, but all the crap.
So I went to a call out this week, right? And this is what winds me up. Plasterer done a bathroom, right? And then he had took down the fittings and the pull cord in the bathroom, put it back up. What mistake do you think that he had done so they couldn't use the lights anymore?
Did he possibly connect all the reds and all the blacks together?
Yes. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is what drives me insane. Okay. Electrics is easy. But it's just as easy to fuck it up.
Heart surgery. I've got a file on my computer. This is genuine called IKEA. So there's a file that is on my computer, I think in my business folder called IKEA. And it's a series of hand-drawn and wiring diagrams drawn by hand or in paint. So that when my mates go to IKEA and ring me and go, I've swapped the light and it just blows up or won't go off or go on, I go, right, look at this drawing and copy how it works. And I use that. I mean, it happens. I bet you it happens once a year, and some years happen 3 times, especially when all mates were getting asses when I was back in my 30s. I've took the light down and it won't come on or it won't go off or it's blown up. It's like, yeah, what you've done is you put all the red and blacks together, and then people come to go, oh, that switch wire thing's really good, isn't it? Like, yeah, how else did you think we did it, dickhead? But I had that, and then the other one. The classic, I think I mentioned something before, yeah. This is I'll do a little thing for all of you, yeah. Phone goes, you answer it. Hey, mate, can you give some? Are you busy? No. Can I give you some electrical advice? Yeah. What's up? Well, I'm decorating my stairs, and you start having breathing to go. I took all the light switches off, and you're like, we're like, hello, like, mate, no one can. It's like being on the fucking crystal maze trying to put backstairs light switches. I'm not coming around your house and suddenly to do that, but that was the other one I used to get all the time as well.
Yeah, people never take off the stair light switches. Never do it.
Never do it. Unless you take exemplary pictures and diagrams.
Even the pictures don't help though, because you can't really identify the cables and all that. You've got to bell it all out. It's a pain in the ass.
Especially when you got landings and that, and then they go, you don't want to change me a few light switches. Where are they? Oh, it's just these chrome ones on the stairs. No, sorry, my dog's dead. I've got to go.
Yeah.
If it's in your bedroom, it'd be all right. But if it's on the stairs,
but everyone, how many times have you been called out or gone out to a job, and it's like someone's had a go, and you're like, if you just didn't have a go, this would have been a lot easier. You know that, don't you?
I don't know how I ended up there because it's not really my bag. I think it might have been a friend of a friend. But I went to a call out, and this woman was telling me what had gone wrong. And she was like driving the situation of not telling me what's gone wrong. And then behind, lingering around in the background, was a husband. And after a few minutes, I was like, he's done it. It's him. He's fucked it. And it was like a big flash over in a fuse board. And they're like, we don't know what's going on. It might have been something. I was like, it was him. He's lingering around the background, being coy, looking at what I'm doing. I'm like, this is going to.
Do you know what else is really dumb as well? Is how many people do like bit DIY electrics and don't turn it off. I went to a job, lovely people, but their son had a go at changing the bathroom light. Right. Oh, we got a really big electric shock off of it. I was like, well, why is he not turning it off?
It's lit.
And it's so many people will just fanny about with the lights, the lighting circuit, without turning it off at the board.
Back in the day when DIY was thing, you used to get DIY electricians books and then weekly catalogues. We're like, do DIY. And you get all that information people digest. People had rewirable 306C fuse boards and people could change a light switch. But now, because people are retarded a lot of the time and don't do any practical things, changing, you used to get people on your drive, didn't you? Remember in the 80s? You'd have some geezer bleeding his brakes on the drive on a Sunday morning, or changing his whole exhaust, or swapping his tyres over, or realigning his pistons, or setting his things. Nowadays, you show most lads a span of like, what's that for? Is that for a cartoon or something? But back in the day, doing your own things was more fashionable.
See, I am that guy. I don't trust it. I don't trust mechanics. I'll rather do it myself and mess it up and take all day shouting and swearing just to change a brake pad and using all the wrong tools than go to a mechanic and they go, can't let you drive out of here like that, mate. It's £4,000.
When I was younger, I changed my brake pad to save money. But now I still do it now. But most young people wouldn't have a fucking clue. DIY nowadays is just copying Sarah Beanie, isn't it? It's not proper DIY where you do your ass up. It's just like painting things and corking the skirting boards, and they think they're fucking God's gift.
I've been doing my house up all weekend as well. So it's a funny thing when a tradesman does his house up compared to like a DIYer. It's like, I will take off all the skirting. I will take off all the architrave. I'm getting rid of the door. I'm getting rid of everything out of that room. Putting all fresh. I'm plastering it all. I'm getting it all fresh, and I'm putting it back.
Opposite. I cannot be arsed with shitting on my own doorstep. I'll just literally, my house is all finished. Anyone knows will tell you. My kitchen, which is extension, has got a kitchen I fitted in there 12 years ago, 13 years ago, before I met my wife. Yeah, you know what? He's never had fitted to it. Doors. Never had a door in it. It's literally all the fucking end panels, all the doors are missing. I bought the carcasses and was like, this works, this functions. It's never had any doors in it. I've got a really good sink and tap, but I've never fitted the doors. And my kids think, my two kids, 5 and 1-ish, think that having no doors in your kitchen is totally normal because I just can't be fucked.
What's wrong with you?
I built an extension on the side of my house, right? And then I built a bar in the back garden, and it's got cider, lager, and bitter on tap, optics, its own sound system, its own smart lighting system. And I did most of that, and I didn't even have a kitchen in my house. Me and my housemate used to washed up in the bath. We used to cook on a fucking on a camping stove and do the washing up in the bath because we were just too busy having a good time. So yeah.
So what I take from this is that you're basically a man child.
I've just always been working. I ain't got time. I don't want to do stuff around my own house. Although I did this.
You know what? I have done it wrong, right? So I'm working harder in my 40s than I ever did in my 20s and 30s.
Why? What, around the house? Or just working?
Generally, like work, side hustles, fucking DIY, fixing cars. I literally, my day is it's just rammed left to right at the moment. And this is like middle-aged men complaining about life, isn't it, really? Have we got any electrical topics that we need to cover?
Well, the thing is, like every trade, I want to know what tradesmen people are. There's two types of tradesmen here. Those that are very house proud and love doing stuff in their own house, and those that don't. You're one, and I'm the other. Because
no, not really. My house is turning into a pigsty, and I can't live like that.
You got to bring the money coming in, haven't you? As you know, that's the first thing. What we got going off in the chat? Did you get the HV Sparky? Yes, I did get the HV termination picture sent. Thank you very much. He put a wicked video up actually earlier on. Was it you put the one up with the transformer explosion? If you don't follow HV Spark on Instagram, he's well worth a follow because you'll be a bit more careful on your substations in the future than doing that.
Don't go into substations.
Exactly. That is the correct answer.
Yeah, well, I'm a house basher now. I don't know about stuff like that.
Some people do. Sean Dent says, does your router need a bit of tramadol? Which I think it may.
Do you know what? I need some tramadol.
You can't ever, because the last time, look at the trouble you got yourself into there.
I would like some tramadol. I'm not allowed no tramadol. My wife won't let me have any tramadol. All I'm taking now is just antibiotics. They don't do nothing. They're not any fun.
No, nothing. But what are your fuse balls like when you're on them? That's the main thing. But you're back on it now. How's it been? How's the return to work been? Or you had enough already?
Yeah, the first couple of days was really hard, mate. Really hard. Just like where you've been sitting down for 6 days, laying there, feeling like you're going to die, and then you're like instantly back at work. You're like, Jesus, this is a bit of a shock to the system. But now I'm sweet. Like, it is what it is, isn't it?
Well, you're back on here. That's the main thing, because me driving last week was a bit of a car crash.
Mate. Yeah. Well, listen, I feel like we've run out of things to talk about.
We're running out tonight. We're looking at some guests on. It's Sam's first show back, so we can only handle 50 minutes because he's poorly. Poor.
No, it's not because I'm poorly. It's because, you know, like I am a little bit tired. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel so that we're so eyebrow tonight comes some really good topics that affect the industrial electrician. I feel like
let out some stupid words and stuff that you need to get out.
I feel a bit let down. I feel like the listeners might be let down that I'm actually behaving myself. They might.
I swear more than you now.
They might have, no, just tonight. I think they might have they've accidentally tuned into Neil's podcast. But I mean, I'm just maybe I'm not kind of level tonight. Maybe I've been all professional this weekend. I did call everyone a word last week there to beep out at the end.
Yeah, I know.
I'd love to make that my catchphrase, but apparently I know you wouldn't have it. I was so scared.
It's not me wouldn't have it. YouTube wouldn't have it.
I was so scared of your reaction that I actually went upstairs and edited it out.
It's not my reaction. I don't care what you say. It's whether we're going to get booted off of YouTube.
They're just words, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, but
I didn't need your catchphrase as well, did I?
You can do.
No, but I didn't want to.
Do you want to do it this week?
No, because it's your catchphrase. If I
Electricians Podcast. We're out.
See you later, you fuck. No, I better not.